So, continuing on with Final Fantasy 16, I think we're about to have another epic encounter in just a moment because we're in a place where we can get restocked before we continue with the main quest, and I can't go anywhere else. Well, I can, but I think it'll reset the current encounter. So, I don't know what's going to happen
What can I do for
because
you?
I think I restocked
How
already.
else I can do for you? Give us a shout if you need
Since
out
we
else.
have all the icons, so maybe this will just be saying a first touch of with Ultima. What's Torgal have to
I
say?
couldn't have made it this far without you, Torgal.
Oof. I'm glad you're feeling better. Getting the booster on a Friday is definitely a good idea because it gives you time to recover over the weekend. It's just a shame that it hits people so friggin' hard.
If Sid were here today, I reckon he'd be proud of you, Clive.
He'd be proud of us all.
Each parting brings the hope of reunion. I missed you, Clive.
I missed you too.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah.
There is still much I would learn of your tale, once this day is done.
These guys are all acting like this is the
All who
final
might
boss
come
encounter,
between
but
me and such
I don't think
knowledge
so.
Shall answer to my spear.
I do not envy them.
I mean, I haven't gotten enough hunts to... Yeah, no.
You see, Clive, we're not alone. If we are to win the day, we must all play our part. And ours. Ours lies beyond those doors.
We fought long and hard for this moment. Sid's dream, our dream, is within our grasp.
We need only endure this final trial, and we shall. Together.
You all know what it is that awaits us beyond this gate. And we shall face it together.
Aye.
Okay. Hi.
It seems our hosts would rather we remain. I will stay them.
We will stay them. Go!
Yeah, I was like, dude,
Don't
by
keep us
yourself?
waiting.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dion can't prime into Bahamut anymore. Ah.
Welcome, sons of fire.
What?
No! No! Come back.
What?
You gotta focus, Jill. A lot of enemies in front of you right now. I know you're worried and all that, but this isn't the time.
Joshua! Joshua! Wake up!
Clive, is that you?
I feel like Ultima could have done anything to us while we were unconscious. Why didn't he try to possess Clive?
Isn't stone here.
Welcome to our darkness. A rift between worlds wherein your kind might reflect.
Show yourself!
Grave and many are the sins of man.
The voice is so
and
creepy.
We would have you know them. All of them.
Oh, so now we get to see the world from Ultima's perspective?
Fate has seen fit to deliver you home. Consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
Finally put that together, did
The
you?
only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
It actually makes me think of a really crappy movie called Stealth, where there was the concept of an AI plane. The AI plane's voice sounded just like Ultima, but it was faster. Like, whoever voice acts Ultima is drawing out the words to make it a little bit more unsettling. The interdimensional rift. Oh, I dig this music, though. Yeah. Yeah.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited upon it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night.
The
Though
Blight?
we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor, we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
Ah, we get to see the Ultima slideshow
I
now.
expect he'll tell us soon enough.
I always enjoy these segments. There was a segment like this in Final Fantasy XIV that was just hugely enlightening. Really love this music. Let's see, do we keep going up or... Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not expecting to find any loot here, but still.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies. And so we cast them off. Thus, stripped to our very spirit, did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow. Valisthea. There would the true work begin. For the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution. The illness having spread to every organ, there was but one escape from this fate, to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
Yep. Well, not you.
And follow we shall. For now.
Looks like a garden atrium or something. All right. Time for a little more exposition.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom.
So you could have a body
and our future
again.
thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke.
And magic blossomed on
Alone
Valisthea.
in a world bereft of his god's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own. And from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource. And the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
That's interesting. I like this take on this. So the problem is not the magic. The magic is what causes the blight. But the problem to Ultima is that man gained free will.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. But we're one and the same.
So what's the plan with Clive? Like, the Valisthea is as tainted as the land Ultima left. So now what? What's the plan when if he were to get his hands on Clive? Interesting. And yes, I know he's probably about to tell me. I'm just thinking out loud. No, it's more than that. Like, Barnabas, he already had people who lost their free will. Like, people like Barnabas and the Akashic are that. He wants to possess Clive. He wants Clive's body. But what can he do with Clive that he cannot do as himself? Oh!
Is that
Ifrit, or what's left of him?
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being.
Yes, I get that.
The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction. But she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you, as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
to right your wrongs? If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are.
A fair point.
The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
Whoa!
That is where you are mistaken.
You could just take it
You
away?
own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
Whoa. Ultima Ifrit. Cool looking.
My friends. My family. We have all suffered. All fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. but it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Nice.
Bow down, offenders, hearts disdained.
Whoa! Okay. Jeez. Oh. And sweep. Ah, too early.
Needed that.
This is going badly. All right, now we're cooking. Let's go.
To me, boy.
Still can't get the timing of this. So fast.
Forgive me.
Oh! Cool. All right.
We can win.
Oh, what? Just can't get the hang of that.
To me, boy. Soil.
He's got a crazy reach. Doing much better this time around, though. I know.
Such foul attaint may not be sublime
Attaint?
to game standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest.
Finally, I caught him with that one. Phase 3.
This chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now?
The darkness bends.
Whoa, that's cool looking.
He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto
Okay.
us.
Jeez. Always too early on that one. Oh, I was ready to counter that. Oh, this again. At least I dodged more of that than I did the first time.
At last.
Jeez. I know he beat me that one time, but I actually found Odin harder. Okay, so we got an Odin accessory. Oh yeah, I know he's not done.
At last. For countless generations have we awaited this moment.
We have proven that Mythos is ready. What's up, Kinder? How you doing?
Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
I'm not feeling it. Oh, this is weird.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Oh, I love that you can hear the echo of Ultima behind those words.
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Oh, that's so creepy.
Leave it all behind.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Joshua. Yeah. Yeah, don't let Ultima's psychological warfare get to you.
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts?
What if it could all just go away?
Clive, it's a bad trip. Wake up.
Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up.
Finally, yes.
It's time to go home, Clive.
Thank goodness for Joshua, man.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Dang, man. Clive was this close to letting go. You walked into a very significant story moment in this game.
Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield.
There you go.
Look. Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless...
The prison on his chest?
Unless he has been with Mythos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Oh, the Brothers of Fire work together again. And down goes another Mother Crystal. The last Mother Crystal. Interesting. Escape the darkness? It kind of seems like we're still in the darkness.
Damn it, Clive. Wake up. Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave this place.
How do we escape this place?
Does my creation stray from the path laid before it? Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin, does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Mythos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering.
That's never a good threat to hear. Oh. For a second I thought his portal was going to dump us off up there.
Crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Yeah, I would definitely be getting the crap out of here. Great. Now we have to be able to fly to reach it.
The bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
Yes, it is.
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Yeah, why don't we get out of here and talk later?
We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
Yeah, there's nothing more to do here.
I will be with you anon.
Thank you.
Dion, what are you doing? Well, that seems sandy. Just do that a bunch and we'll be through these dudes lickety-split. What, you couldn't just leave? You had to take care of a few more of them on the way out? I wanted to take this moment to show off. Yeah, right? How's it going, Crackle? Back to the hideaway! So in order to reach Origin, we're going to have to either convert mid-ship to an airship or make the hideaway fly.
I need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
Or find some means of teleporting up there. But airships are such a staple of Final Fantasy. Okay. All right, Karen, what you got?
Dangerous world out there.
All right, said she's got something new. That sword would be new. Man, could you imagine if there was someone who played the game who had no idea about how the blacksmithing system worked and they're just like going off of Karen's gear? It would suck. Okay. Still just that stuff.
It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Not using that last elixir.
Come again. Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
So what do I owe the honour? So, will it be?
Behemoth's shackle now. I'm not making that right now. I need to save the orichalcums I've got for this.
Anything else?
All right. While the going was slow and not without the occasional run-in with some straggling orc, I saw Edda back safe to the Shadow Coast where Mid was waiting kindly with the Enterprise. Edda was that pregnant woman, correct? On the voyage home, I like to think the poor lass opened up a little, telling us about her life and the life she wants for her baby. That answers that question. But I suppose it's up to us now to make certain the little one gets it. Good for Gav. Poor lady just needed some stability in her life.
So many. Ruined thousands of lives. I did not deserve to be saved. But save me, you and your brother did. Your uncle, too, forgave me my sins. Offered me a chance at redemption. Yours is a fine family, Ifrit. Cherish it.
Yeah. Poor Dion. His family wound up being a bunch of psychopaths.
Still alive, I see.
Nah, I'm just an illusion.
That I saw on the horizon is your doing.
I didn't do that.
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck, then.
Still, my one regret in this game is that I did not get to kill her.
Is this everyone?
We're about to blow your minds.
As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. You called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthean records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case.
Yeah, exactly.
People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether?
No, I suspect it.
Certainly looked that way.
I think it's drawing from the people.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools.
Oh.
Corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
Wow. The Hideaway turned out to be like the perfect group of people to combat a threat like this. People who can actually channel ether.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right.
Theoretically.
That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off.
No, I thought someone was going to suggest it to her.
Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Yeah.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land.
So long as we don't
Should
destroy it
Ultima
along the way.
It will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But But even should he fail, what world awaits us?
Yeah, exactly.
A withered, godless place where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
Yeah, but...
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still your swan shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some
My
few of the
name is
dominants who
Clive.
lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
For Garuda, yes.
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Ah. Oh yeah, Titan, I forgot about
To be
that.
stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
It's like a cocoon, a crystal cocoon. Or a flower bud.
We are in your debt, Dion.
Flower bulb? Bulb, I think is the more accurate word.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
I like Dion.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back.
Because he doesn't want to come back.
That doesn't mean that we have to. Does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Ah, glad I checked. I was going the wrong way.
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool. That some of my fellow Guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Yeah.
Oscar, I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly.
Well,
I
you
warned
can't
I
do
might not be
anything
the
here
easiest
about
of
what's going
masters,
on now.
But I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Let's see what we got on the wall. Oath. Hanged Man, Martha's Rest. Sid's Goblet. Medicine Chest. Okay, the apples, yep. Still a lot of those missing. I'm not looking to be a completionist with them, but, like, I take it as, like, a gauge of progress. But I have a feeling I'll get quite a few of them during these side missions. Wow, that takes me back.
Might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive?
Well, I can't beat the game until I do, so
You always
sure.
are.
Oh, he almost wasn't.
I promised we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
Jill, you had better not die. I'll be pissed. Which one? Odin or Bahamut? No, I am not going for Origin right now. Yeah, there are the side quests.
Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
Yeah, I figure it was going to be that, like, Zantetsuken, like, everything synergizing back into Zantetsuken that was going to be complicated. Yep, I see him. Alright, before we get started on Side Quest of Palooza Part 1, I'm going to take a brief AFK, BRB. Alright, I'm back. So many side quests, dude. Alright, let's get the one off the table here. 2 off the table. In case you haven't noticed, your poor hound spends all his time of late on the rear deck whimpering like Gav in his cups. Something ain't right, and my gut tells me it's not to do with his supply of antelope bones. Sure.
What is it this time, Torgal?
Lots of renown, though. I'll get to find out what those Genji gloves are about. Reluctant as I am to add to your burdens, I would ask your aid in a personal matter, albeit one that may be beneficial to your cause. There exist ancient texts deemed so injurious to modern thought that mere possession is deemed a crime, and it was chance encounter with one such tome, from a distance, that sparked within me the scholastic curiosity which burns to this very day. I wish to enlist your aid in reclaiming that text. Should you require further incentive, know that I'm willing to offer compensation for services rendered. Okay.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
Real and inconvenient truth. Cute. Okay. Let's see. Given that we can craft all the legendary gear, Blackthorn shouldn't have anything. I'm gonna try and do it 3 quests at a time. Three's company.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
Yeah, but if I start all of them, I'm gonna lose the plot. Like, I need to do them groups at a time.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
It's pretty bad, yeah.
I saw. You were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
Yep.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of
How
course
fortunate for us.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw.
Fair
I extolled
enough.
your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
That's fair.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive.
Really? Yeah, sorry. I'm still only going to do 3 at a time. If I start 20-some side quests all at once, I'm going to forget what the plots are of any one specific quest. Like, I get that it would be more efficient to just pick them all up and just sweep the world and complete them all in one big sweep. But I actually want to pay attention to these quests, and doing them little groups at a time increases the likelihood that I will remember what's going on with any given one of them.
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Yeah, where
Thank
is
you,
it?
Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture.
So where is
I
this
spoke
book?
with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but... But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
That sounds like bad news.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Okay. I find it interesting that the, Oh, I'm visiting Torgal, not Karen. Interesting. What's up, Tomes?
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Well, she
Right as
requested
always.
it.
But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
The executors.
Coveters of Secrets, a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers. A tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known.
I would like to read that book.
So rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk.
I've heard of places like this, like organization, like not like the Illuminati or something like that, but like libraries that contain like a room of texts that they don't put on the shelves because they're either forbidden knowledge or so old that they can't be handled by the general public without like disintegrating them. I think it would be fascinating to see such a place and learn what knowledge it contains. Yeah.
From the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
A fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Oh, this is fascinating.
From the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
That Tomes might have a thread to...
From ash.
Yeah.
Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very
Interesting.
Well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
Okay, that's cool. Excuse me. Alright, let's see what's up with Torgal. I also find it interesting that none of these side quests unlock features that I can tell. Gav.
Oh, you alright? You off then?
Okay. The plus sign side quests. I mean, I've already maxed out like my potion storage and capability and all that. I'm not complaining about that. But I would think with the amount of side quests that just got unlocked, that there would be some like feature benefit along them. Torgal, what's wrong, buddy?
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there?
We're going through some of this with our older dog. Her hips are bothering her, and like she doesn't eat all of her food anymore and stuff like that. She's got a staph infection near her front right leg, so we've had to put we bought like a little inflatable donut collar, so it's not like the cone of shame, it's like a little donut collar that she wears, and she just hates it, and I hate seeing her like that.
I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him,
Chloe's
you want
mommy's
that iron
girl.
Gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that
But we worry about her. Okay.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you?
Aww.
You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
Chloe used to be really good about she wouldn't eat paper, but she would take paper to the living room rug and just shred it to a bajillion pieces there. She loves tearing apart paper. And it was to the point where whenever Ari and I did Christmas gift exchange, we would involve Chloe because Chloe would enjoy tearing the paper off. We tried to get Phoebe into this tradition when we got Phoebe, but we had to stop when we found out that Phoebe doesn't enjoy tearing paper. She enjoys eating paper. Stupid puppy. Wait, what's in here? Oh. All right, Torgal, where are we going?
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery?
That's hilarious.
I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
That is hilarious. Dogs have weird fixations, man. Like, Phoebe is very much more of the traditional lab. She loves to play. She's a stomach on legs. Those two things are the most important things to her. Although she will, like, at night when she gets tired, become quite the snuggle bug, which is very, very cute. I like Phoebe in that mode. Chloe has kind of been, like, old beyond her years. Like, she never really enjoyed dog toys. Snugglebug very early. So Ari got really attached to her. And of course, now they're both mommy's girls, which is really annoying because I'm the one who takes care of both of them. Yoink. Oh. Okay, well, we haven't gone that far. No, it's not. Good thought, though. Row your boat.
After all these years. Lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
The big difference, I would say, between the two dogs is that Chloe is much more sensitive to moods than Phoebe is. Like, Chloe knows when you're upset and she will try to comfort you. She knows when you're angry and tries to not be in the way. Phoebe doesn't give a crap about any of that. She'd be like, "Oh, are you trying to sleep? Play." No. "Oh, are you sick? Play." No. She's a very simple-minded puppy.
This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on.
Whoa. What's this?
Race you there? I bet I could still beat you.
Aww. The one thing, sorry, is that Phoebe used to be fearless. She wasn't afraid of anything. When we got Phoebe what we anticipated to be about halfway through Chloe's life, so that, you know, Chloe's such a good dog, we wanted her to kind of like pass on some of the good training onto Phoebe or something. Like dogs are having their own internal schools or something. But none of that happened. Like, Phoebe has been Phoebe ever since we got her. Like, just the same neurotic stomach on legs, except for one thing. Chloe has trained Phoebe to be afraid of everything. If I cheer loudly during a football game, Phoebe will run slinking towards Ari, like just shaking because I've scared her. Like, she is such a fearful dog now. And it's kind of hilarious.
Here we are.
I don't like doing that, but like,
This
she's
was
afraid of
hideaway.
everything now.
Wasn't it, Torgal?
How did Torgal climb that ladder? Aww.
Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't.
Oh, did you hear me talking about you, you little derp? Phoebe. How are you? Yeah, I was talking about you.
Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps.
Oh,
what is it, boy?
Rocket says hi. Ari says hi back. Phoebe is licking her butthole for you.
This is all from the castle.
Phoebe, stop it.
And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here?
Wow.
My sparring sword.
Wow. He'd been collecting mementos of Clive all this time?
Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up, for never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we?
Yeah.
So I don't forget either.
What a lovely quest that was.
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal.
Oh, we've got something else to deal with?
All right. I'm coming.
Ari originally hated the idea of small dogs. Like, they're just yappers, yada, yada, yada. She was a big dog person because the dog that she grew up with in high school was a yellow lab named Dash. Very sweet dog. But that changed. One of the visits we took up here to Michigan, we were going to a toy store and it wasn't open yet, and they had an animal, not a shelter, but like a pet store nearby, and they had all these dogs, and one of which we wanted to play with was this little, they call it a Havapom, which is like a little Pomeranian. It was just this itty bitty tiny puppy. It was cute. It was like a black potato with legs, and he was so adorable. And Ari would have adopted that thing in a heartbeat. And I was like, no, we don't live here. We live in Florida. We're not taking that thing on a plane with us. And number two, when we do move up here to Michigan, that thing is not going to be able to navigate stairs. And she was like, oh. Yeah, it was kind of in that realm of a toy dog. But it was the most adorable little puppy. Like, they were of that age where, like, they don't run anywhere. They, like, pounce. It was so cute. Excuse me a moment, please. I'll be right back.
Other than that.
All right. Sorry.
I think I know where we're going.
I love dogs, man.
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
Like, I once had a friend of mine who tried to tell me that he believed that pets didn't have feelings, and that instantly made me file him under the word psychopath. Like, there's no way you can come to that conclusion. If you've ever owned a pet, there's no way you can't tell me it doesn't have feelings. That was a very sweet quest. Okay. Okay, where are we going?
Do you see that too?
Oh, everybody's talking about the crystal in the
There
sky?
are many variations of the Semekian legend, but almost all agree that man was punished for presuming to set foot in the sanctum of the gods. Some describe it as holy, others heavenly, which is to say, of the heavens. Could it be that the baleful mass that now glowers over us is this very sanctum? Have the gods returned to pass judgment upon us once more?
He's not wrong, although it is singular.
Papa? What is it? Oh, please.
Oh, I love how everybody's talking about it. Oh, that makes it so much more impactful that everybody's acknowledging that it's there and reacting to it.
Come on. Run like the wind.
RPGs don't traditionally do that. Like, in an older RPG, you would have gone to Baklad and they'd have said the same NPC things that they've always said, despite the fact that things have seriously changed. I love that everybody's reacting to this.
Time to fight.
Those little bits of polish, man, mean everything.
It can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your... Please,
Relax.
Marshal. Oblige him.
This won't take long.
Oh, we're
You're
doing
right.
this.
It won't. Men, finish him. Garula!
Y'all picked the wrong fight. I've been itching to destroy some fools. You walked in at the wrong time.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
What? That took like 3 seconds.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course.
Well, it's a good thing you listened.
Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right...
Clive's giving the right speech right now, but I kind of wish they had given me the option to answer that question.
I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right.
Yeah, I know.
But in order to take it, we must
They
stand
haven't
together,
done that anywhere else.
even if it be
So it
beside
would be
those
weird
with
to
whom we
offer it
don't see
now,
eye to
but
eye.
still.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dhalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Stability. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
Yeah, you're a
I'm
bit too
flattered.
brusque.
But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
Is he
Suppose
talking
we'll all
about
have to find a
his
little of the
uncle?
outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this? Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
Dude, it's...
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
I mean, maybe. I've not seen the path laid of Quentin being a potential diplomat. I mean, to me, Quentin seemed like a man with a singular mission. And when he completed it, he didn't know what to do with himself. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go here. Whatever gets me to not have to navigate Lost Wing anymore. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And we convinced him to continue to help the denizens of Lost Wing after his mission was completed. But my point was that it didn't seem to me that the groundwork had been laid for him to be considered a diplomat. Although I might be just a little... I wholly admit it's something that may have just gone over my head and I missed it.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now?
An arbiter,
Something
yes.
tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold.
I didn't remember that former judge thing.
Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
Threats tend to
I know
change
it's a lot
minds.
to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
He wants to be dependent on...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
A reasonable response. Yes, I would love some protection. Yes, I'm actually really glad to hear someone say that. Instead of just like, no, I'll be fine on my own. Next step, rescue them from bandits.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Yes, you did.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quentin would probably call me one of his. But yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places.
If they'll
Good
listen.
thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quentin can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion.
Yeah, how did you do that?
But luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
What?
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
I really love in this game how they don't just... It would be very tempting as a story writer just be like, this happened and tie a neat little bow on it and it's done. I really love the idea of how they interconnect everything. There are socio-political ramifications for everything that happens. And it makes it feel more real, even if it is just a fantasy game. Like, it's still... You can't just hand wave it and be like, and everybody was happy with the solution and lived happily ever after. I really love that they're just kind of like, yeah, well, we had to play a little...
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal!
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Let's not make this about me.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist.
But to stabilize the
we wish simply
existing...
to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm.
Yes.
And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony?
Says the noble.
Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Tri-Unity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
Okay.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
I love that these side quests are not meaningless.
Whatever. Baldy, pass me a sensor bean.
What, do you think I'm just giving
It's
these away?
cloud cooldown. Is that a Bahamut ability?
Because I'm not.
Took you a little while. Buttered popcorn or rotten egg? Popcorn. Yes. 2 good beans in a row. Woo!
What do you think that...
I'm just happy that for once I had a stream of 2 good beans in a row. Ah, okay. All right, before we hit the next story segment, I'm definitely going to be calling it a night there. I expect that the next stream is going to be pretty much side quest-a-palooza. But like I said, I really appreciate that the side quests actually contribute meaningful story to the game, and they're not just meaningless fetch quests and what have you.